hey, congratulations for this movie Expired, which is also known as Loveland.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Gig. How you going?
I am doing great. How are you doing?
Mhm. Yeah, I'm not bad. I'm not bad. I'm currently in a little French town in France. I'm going to clowning school for a bit.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yep.
well, that would be an interesting story, but I we let's let's talk about this movie Expired. What
Yeah.
initially attracted you to, this project, this romantic sci-fi?
Well, initially when Ivan approached me, it was in a very odd way. It was almost through like a Craigslist for actors in Australia. So I ignored his message, didn't know who he was. I didn't even read his name. I was like, who's this random guy? And then we had the a song audition, and then the actual audition came in, and I was like, oh my god, like 10 years in the making, set in Hong Kong, filming in Hong Kong, female lead, nightclub singer, Ryan Kwanten, Hugo Weaving. Oh my god! And it was In the Mood for Love by Wong Kar Wai that inspired me to act as an adult in my 20s. So it just felt full circle. And I love sci-fi. I love sci-fi. So yeah, it's totally up my alley. And it's romance as well. Done. Perfect.
So, is this your first sci-fi or romance movie?
It's actually my first film ever, like first speaking film. Yeah, I haven't done anything before besides student films, and had a walk on role. I didn't do anything. I just literally walked on and had a credit. So this is my first film ever. Yeah.
Oh, wow! How is that
I know,
overall
crazy,
experience? That is crazy. How is that overall experience for
right?
you?
It's literally a dream come true. Like when people say dreams come true, dreams come true. Okay, and like honestly, you just be careful what you wish for, because I felt like I got my dream, and we got to shoot in my favorite city in the world, in the streets of Kowloon, with the most beautiful director, Hugo and Ryan. So yeah, in Hong Kong, and in Hong Kong before everything changed. So it just feels like we really got to be there in the last moment in time, in like before a change of an era.
Hmm.
Mm.
So, you never been to Hong Kong before this movie?
No, I'd gone once a few years ago, very briefly, and I stayed in Kowloon as well. And I've watched, and growing up, I've watched like Hong Kong dramas, and I've watched all of Wong Kar Wai's films. So I feel like it feels like another home to me. Have you been to Hong Kong?
I have never been to Hong Kong, actually.
You must go. After watching this film, I'm sure you're like, oh my god, I need to go to Hong Kong.
I've
It's amazing.
I've been to many parts of Southeast Asia, and but East Asia, I don't know. It's just what coincidence that I haven't really. You would figure I would travel more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, and it's such a melting pot as well, Hong Kong, almost like sometimes they would say between the East and the West, with the British identity as well, and the Chinese identity. It's such a I think it's kind of like the perfect place for the film to have been set. Mm.
Now, from my understanding, you have a little bit of Chinese heritage with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my great grandfather escaped from China, from the Canton region to Vietnam. Yeah, I mean, there's a big history of Chinese and Vietnamese relations, because of China colonized Vietnam for 1,000 years. If you didn't know that. But yeah, everyone's Chinese. Everyone's a bit Chinese, especially if you're Vietnamese as well.
I know. My family, we already forgotten our Chinese heritage, because my grandfather escaped it from like the Chinese revolution long time ago, and he totally erased any of our family history, because he was so embarrassed by that.
Are you Chinese, kid?
I'm actually
Chinese?
Thai. Yeah, my grandparents,
Oh,
but they taught
yeah.
nothing, so we don't know our Chinese last name, no language, no nothing, because they just wanted to erase that completely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Same with my mom. She's like, don't tell anyone we're Chinese. I was like, oh my God, mom, seriously. Like, I'm not gonna lie about my heritage. You know how it is. Asian things, Asian things.
But this also means that you relate to the character April, who's an immigrant into that area.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not sure how you feel, Gig, like with your identity, but like for someone like April, she's in this like Asian mega city, but it's not her home, on like and within herself, she's not at home. So like for me, just the idea of identity and home were two big things that really came out for me in the character, and yeah, it's funny, like even if she looks Asian in this place that's so diverse, like she'll never be from Hong Kong, then like where does she belong, but yeah, it's so interesting, the question that kind of asked about like where is home? Is home a person? Is home a place? But yeah, the character is very displaced in so many ways, mentally, psychologically, culturally.
So how did you want to approach this character, getting into her headspace for a film like this?
I think at the heart of the character, I was looking at, I saw my mum, my mum, my aunties, my cousins who, are immigrants. She's a migrant worker. April lives in Hong Kong, she's trying to get by, trying to survive. And, at the same time, I was watching a lot of like YouTube videos of young women who work as like hostesses and, in that kind of industry, which is, I think there's a lot of conversations around those industries that are trying to be more positive and everything, but it's industries that have a stigma, right? And that's slowly changing. So I was watching like interviews of the girls and how they carry themselves, and and ultimately like April has a persona, like it's almost like a character. She creates a character for herself to protect herself and to survive. And yeah, so I was just watching like footage and just looking at my own family, and yeah, just the heart of it, and also like the exterior of the kind of woman that this character is. So I just got inspiration from here and there.
Yeah, I mean, for myself, I've never walked into one of those places in decades since I was in Thailand, and it's always an uncomfortable setting for myself, because a lot of people, we're here in the United States, we don't experience or understand what that is, that type of nightclub.
Yeah, and I remember walking around Hong Kong and then I saw it. It was like international nightclub, international like karaoke nightclub, and it had the flags of all the girls, and you could choose the girl to sing for you. So it's real, Or like if you go to Japan, you can go to a maid cafe and the little maid girl will sing to you and stuff. Like maybe it's more Asian. I don't know, like a bit quirkier, But yeah, it's real. I was like, as I walked through, I was like, oh my God, like I should, that's, it's a real place. And yeah, I guess people find comfort in so many different types of spaces. Hey, just someone talking to them, someone singing to them. There's hugging cafes in Japan,
Now, the karaoke part, I know this, this is your first film, but karaoke, to be in your first film, I think that's pretty challenging.
Well, I don't know about you, Kid, but did you grow up with karaoke with your family? Like every family gathering there was karaoke? No?
No, not at all.
Really? Okay. They must be very American. Really? Not at all? That wasn't a part of your childhood?
That was never part of my childhood. I have never seen my parents sing none of that stuff. No.
Maybe it's not a Thai thing. Like I know you're American,
no,
like, I'm Australian.
In Thailand, there's a karaoke bars like all over the place. I maybe it's just my family.
Oh my God, you were cheated of your. Oh my God, you have to sing more. You have to indulge in as much karaoke as you can just to make up for lost time. Because honestly, for us, it was like every second day. And, you know, family gatherings, like mum would have friends over, my dad's friend, she'd make one pot of noodles, you know, there'd be like one dish. Everyone eats the noodles, everyone drinks the VB, the beer. And then the karaoke comes on and it's like therapy, you know? And, you know, with your Western friends, if you go to karaoke, everyone's like, rah, rah, rah. Like for Asian, it's like, it's your solo. So for me to be able to sing karaoke in my first film, oh my God, like, dream come true. And Ivan let me choose the songs and we worked with like a local studio to kind of play around with it and stuff. So yeah, I loved it. It was yeah, it's so freeing.
So this was the easiest part, and you chose your own songs too, huh?
Yeah, well, he let me choose songs which were like almost like one hit wonders that never made it, which I actually think is really interesting. And the song that's in the film, it's like by a girl group who never made it, who had like 5 or 6 songs. No, the karaoke was the easiest. The hardest was the ice skating.
The ice skating was
the ice skating. I literally went to ice skate to learn. Like in Hong Kong, I went to a few lessons, and like the guy who taught me was like an Olympian. He was like, you know, like flying, and I was like, oh my God, Ivan, can you make sure you cut the film to show that I'm like a decent ice skater? But yeah, karaoke, easy. Walk in the park.
I feel like I've missed out on a lot of things because my ice skating experience is with the walker. So I can't even do what you do, just to stand. I have the little walker if I have to go around in circles.
Oh my gosh, I'm dead. Oh yeah, ice skating, that is hard.
Well, let's not forget. What was it like? You know, being the romantic partner to Ryan.
Oh, another easy thing. Too many easy things for this film. Okay, the karaoke, playing Ryan Kwanten's lover. Like, oh my God, seriously. No, but in all seriousness, he is such a beautiful human being and the most generous actor. You know, like, so now the bar has been set so high, and it's just gone like this, to be honest, Gig. No, I'm kidding. I've met other great leading men, but Ryan Kwanten set the bar. It was like in the stars, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's so good. Like he gives you his soul, you know. That's the vibe. Yeah.
Well, this is great. Well, one last question, Jillian, before I let you go, as my time's coming up, but I'm enjoying this conversation. You have upcoming projects that you could talk about, because I would love to talk to you again.
Oh my God, yes. Tell my agent, tell Grace. No, I've got recently I was in Clickbait, which is on Netflix. If you want to watch it, it's like a catfish type thing. I am the female lead in an Australian surfing drama that's coming out in April. I think you'd like it. It's set in the 70s, kind of inspired by the whole Billabong versus Quicksilver empires. Love triangles, romance, broken dreams, all that stuff, you know, and like by the beach. It's very exotic, probably to non-Australians. I've got that coming out. I'm voicing an animated feature, soon to be announced. It's based on a graphic novel that's been around for 15 years. What else? Oh, I've got a film that just premiered at the Berlin Film Festival, and like an indie, kind of like Lady Bird vibes, but Kiwi Australian dark comedy called Millie Lies Low. So yeah, you'll be seeing some of me, I hope.
Well, we'll be seeing
some
more of you, and not only that, surfing probably too.
No, I'm actually the art teacher. I grew up surfing in high school, but I'm the art teacher on the show. But you'll still like it. Plenty of babes, beach babes everywhere.
This is terrific. Well, hey, Jillian, thank you for speaking to me, to us. It's really appreciated. You're a conversationalist delight.
Thank you so much, Gig. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, make sure you sing karaoke, okay? Make up for the lost time.
I know.
And tell your parents, like, how could they have done that to you?
When I sing karaoke, I'm going to think of Jillian there now.
You better.
That's right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
See you, Gig. Have a good day. Bye.